Hey everybody, Misery here, and I'm just bringing you guys another commentary. And you can see I've got a grid search and store scrim up here, and today the topic is lag, dedicated host, or host advantage, dedicated host, and how you can fix all that. So first I kind of just wanted to educate people because some people don't know exactly what lag is. Like, they know it makes them shoot worse and play worse, but they don't know why it happens. So I think that's a good place to start explaining what lag is. So for a basic broad definition, lag is the delay of what you do with your controllers and when you see it on your screen. So this is how Xbox Live works. Basically, a player does something on his controller, cooks a frag, moves, shoots his gun, and on Xbox Live through the internet, it takes that data, packs it up, sends it on your Ethernet cable to a server. That server unencrypts it, gets it, reads it, and then sends it back to you, and that's when you see you're aiming in, you throw your grenade or whatever. Now this sounds like a really long process, but it actually happens in just fractions of a second. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to speedtest.net and it'll tell you how fast you download, how fast you upload, and your ping. And your ping is what you want to look at here. It's basically, it's the time that it takes this process, and it's milliseconds. So most people have a 100 millisecond ping, and that means it's 1/10 of a second, which isn't that much if you think about it in real world, but in Call of Duty, when people can die that fast, it means a lot. So other things that might affect it, or might not infect it, might affect it, is your ISP's bandwidth or your router's ability to process it. I know that when my old router, when there were many people on the internet, the bandwidth would be really low for my game, causing it to lag, and your distance from the server, because the longer it takes to transmit it, the longer your ping is, the greater your lag is going to be. So the distance to the host server is going to be leading us into our next topic, host advantage. So a lot of people, you'll hear that a lot on Call of Duty. You have host advantage, your host is so good, you're lagging us out on your host, yada yada yada. And that's why people have to switch hosts. And ooh, sloppy shot right there. And I reload there. Always make sure you're in cover when you reload. That's a new mistake. But anyways, so host advantage. Now you see games of this generation like Gears of War 3 and Battlefield 3, they use dedicated servers, and what that means is it's a server on the backbone of the internet. It has a ton of bandwidth, and its sole purpose is to be a server for that video game, so everybody that connects to it has an equally good connection. On games with dedicated servers, you'll pretty much always have 4 bars, no lag, and that's why Gears 3 has had such success successfully, especially for me. And watch, I think I'm about to choke right here. Yes. Dedicated servers do not help your terrible aim, Misery. Lesson learned. But anyways, Call of Duty has never done this for any of their console games. I know they have for PC, but I don't think it's ever happened, and it's not going to happen for Modern Warfare 3 on console. So how it works is the host that they choose is actually one of the players. So let's say out of the 8 consoles in free-for-all, one guy is the host. And yeah, I can't clutch that. But anyways, one guy is the host. So everybody's sending their data to him, but he only has his data to process on his Xbox. So really, he's not sending it anywhere. So his ping isn't going to be much longer than it would take to just play on a single player where it's only communicating through his Xbox.
Destroy the objective.
So because he's a host, he pretty much has a 1/10 of a second advantage on everybody. And in a split-second shooter like Call of Duty, that's pretty much all it takes to be a beast. And this is a problem. That's why you have to change hosts in game battles. That's why people are always trying to get fair hosts, yada, yada, yada. So much drama about that. But here's the next problem. How do you fix it? Well, for pubs, you can't. Like I already said, Modern Warfare 3 isn't going to have dedicated hosts for consoles, so there's nothing we can do about that. Maybe someday they'll learn. Maybe Gears of War and Battlefield 3 will eventually beat Call of Duty with the dedicated host, but I don't think it will this generation. Oh well, what can you do? However, there is a solution for private matches, game battles, scrims, tournaments, whatnot. So what I use in this game, and if you look when I pull up the score screen sometime, you'll see a player called like Dow Ready Up 5 or something like that, and what that is a dedicated host. A company called Ready Up Servers provides dedicated hosts for Black Ops players, and they guarantee that everyone's ping is 65 milliseconds or less, which means you're gonna lag a half let me do this math here. This is kind of tough. You're gonna lag 0.00. No, you're gonna lag 0.065 seconds, which isn't a lot at all. So when playing on these servers, I've had the experience about 5 times, and it's really great. I only do scrims for Black Ops now because the game's kind of old, but I really don't have trouble with them playing on them at all. The hit detection is really good. It feels almost like LAN connection. Now when players join, there's a little bit of trouble. It'll take a little bit, and you'll see some stutter, I'm sure, on this cap card, but it seems like capping for Black Ops just because the frame rate is so much better. It lags a little bit much more than Gears of War 3 or Battlefield. But so next thing I want to do is walk you guys through Ready Up servers, because it's a service that I really think you guys could take advantage of and like it. So the first thing you need to go is go to readyupservers.com, create an account. Once you get all that done, it's a normal thing. Type in your email, yada yada yada. You go to the reserves tab and you use the schedule to reserve a time for the server. You choose what server you want. You find a time, you put it in, you choose what gamer tag to send the invite to on your profile. And when it's that time, let's say you schedule it for 10:45 p.m., 10:45, you'll get an invite from Ready Up Dow 03 or whatever you got.
Time's almost up.
So you're going to join that game. Open up your laptop, you go to My Reservations, and then you'll notice that the reservation is now open. You can click on the screen, and it'll have a preview screen. And on your laptop, it'll be like acting like a bot, and you can select game types, create your own custom game type, invite people, kick, whatever. So if you still think this is bad, it's really not. There's no host advantage or lag like we said. You'll never be lagged out by a crappy host again. They record all their gameplays, and they'll give you the video file. I've already seen that on the forums. And you can pretty much scrim all the time, do your GBs on it, host tournaments, and it's pretty much the closest you can get to LAN without actually being in a LAN. And it's really good. So the reason why I wanted to bring it to you is because I noticed that there's only about 5,000 registered users, which is crazy because I think about it, and I know there's over 1 million game battle players. There's over 1 million accounts. I'm sure some people have 5 accounts or whatnot, but I'm sure over half of them probably have played Call of Duty at some point in time. So everybody could get use out of this, and it's free. So as of right now, they aren't charging for what they're doing. And I think that this is really something that you should take advantage of before it gets big, and then it costs money. It's really great that you can have this and not worry about it. I do dedicated scrims on my Scrim account all the time. I'll get a server and we'll invite people, and it's the easiest way to get good clips for montages or just to see people and see how you play on a real setting. You see Jink right there using an Uzi. And look at this guy, dolphin dives out the window. I'm like, where did he go? But still, that was crazy. So that's all I have about the dedicated scrims and whatnot using dedicated hosts. I really hope that you will look at it because I think it is of some good. And here, I think the frame rate might get choppy because a guy left and he got to get back in. So I'll just talk about gameplay a little bit and my life in general. I don't know how everybody's school works, but from where I'm from, we do 4 9 weeks. We do semesters, but then our block classes we have like every 9 weeks, where half of a semester. Then we'll have exams. So my exams are coming up. It's really put a stutter on my gameplay and commentary because I've got an 88 in English 3 honors, and that's unacceptable. But more on the gameplay. I was just in a 1v2 clutch there, and I got a line of sight on the bomb, killed the bomb guy, and I'm like, okay, I've got this clutch out. I actually get this clutch without killing the last guy just because I know he's probably not on the bomb site, but I always go to B, and he doesn't have time to plant, so I get the nice 1v2, even though I didn't kill the last guy. So I know that I'm trying to get my grades up. I'm a junior in high school, so I've got to keep the 4.26 or whatever I have to get into college, you know. But once Modern Warfare 3 drops, that thing's going to be crazy. Midnight release. I want to know how many of you guys are going to be playing, and if you'd be interested scrimming week 1, because I know that a lot of guys are going to try to run pubs, especially because there's 80 levels. But personally, I think once I get to level 30 or 40 or something, I'm just going to scrim just to see how things are, how competitive it is as a game. And so I've got my scrims list. You guys already know that. And I think we just broke 40 people. So I'm going to have tons of people to scrim with right here. And I really hope that you guys take advantage of the community because MLG is constantly getting bigger. Black Ops was the first really successful Call of Duty to be on the pro circuit. So I'm interested to see what Modern Warfare 3 brings. And yeah, corner camping, I'm really good. Kill a guy on the fake defuse. And that is the end of the game.